Grace was 65, and her world had quietly shrunk into a small, aging house. The walls carried the laughter of her youth. The floors carried the footsteps of the son she raised alone. And the silence carried everything she never said. After her husband died, she gave every piece of her life to one person: her son, Michael. When Michael was a child, he would fall asleep in her arms, clutching her clothes as if letting go meant losing the world. Grace would whisper to him, "As long as you're happy, my boy, I can live with anything." But years brought distance. The boy who once cried without her now lived a world away in America. Every morning, Grace stood by her window, watching neighbors greet their visiting children, while she waited for a phone that rarely rang. Still, she whispered to herself, "Maybe today, Michael will remember me." Grace's health was failing. She hid the shaking in her hands. She hid the pain in her chest. She hid the loneliness in her smile. But the truth came out at the clinic. "Your heart is weakening," the doctor said. "You need care, rest, and someone by your side." She simply nodded, because she knew no one was coming. That evening, she opened a drawer and removed a faded envelope she had kept hidden for 12 years. It was addressed to "My Michael." Inside, she had poured her soul. "When you were small and the doctors said your treatment was too expensive, I sold the last memory your father left me. His final gift. Your life was worth more than anything." Her hands trembled as she dialed Michael's number. Ring, ring, ring. Finally, "Mom, make it quick. I'm in a meeting." Her voice cracked. "Son, I just wanted to hear you." Irritated, he replied, "Please don't start this again. I'm busy." And the call ended. Grace pressed, as if trying to hold on to the last piece of her son. The house grew quieter. Grace moved slower, breathed heavier, and slept less. She would sit on the old wooden chair near her window, holding Michael's childhood shoe, a tiny reminder of the boy who once needed her for everything. Every night she prayed, "God, before you call me, let me see my son once." 2 weeks later, her condition collapsed. Neighbors rushed in, calling an ambulance. The sirens echoed through narrow streets, but Grace barely heard them. At the hospital, she whispered one sentence before losing consciousness. "Did Michael call?" But no call came. She was alone, but still hoping. A neighbor finally reached Michael. "Son, your mother is very sick. You should come soon." Michael froze. His mind replayed every ignored call, every irritated answer, every time he said, "I'm busy." On the plane, tears finally escaped him. He remembered being 5 years old, covered in fever, and how his mother stayed awake all night singing to him. He remembered her saving every dollar to send him to school. He remembered her standing at the airport years ago, waving with a smile that tried to hide her fear of being left behind. Now he was terrified he'd be too late. When he reached her house, the door was locked, the lights were off, and the chair by the window was cold. He ran like a man chasing time itself. Michael burst into the hospital room. There she was, Grace, pale, weak, fighting for one more breath. He fell to his knees, holding her hand. "Mom, I'm here. Please, don't leave me. I'm sorry." Her eyes opened slowly, and a soft, peaceful smile covered her face, the kind only a mother can give. With trembling fingers, she reached under her pillow and handed him the old envelope. "Read this, my boy. It's my heart." Michael opened it. As he read her sacrifices, the jewelry she sold, the nights she stayed awake, the love she gave without asking anything in return, his heart shattered. He laid his head on her chest, crying like a child. "Mom, I don't deserve you. Please stay with me." Grace whispered her final words. "A mother never leaves, son. She just watches from a different place." Her breathing slowed. Her hand slipped from his, and her last smile remained. Gentle, forgiving, eternal. Michael's cry echoed through the room, a sound filled with love, regret, and every lost moment.